Welcome aboard, all aboard, however you want to call it. This is the Semi-Trans Sessions on How Not to Game with Kelly Jack. I'm Kelly Jack, your host here on the Dyfed Rex channel for gaming. And this is the Devil's Towers Fixit 1969 game. We are on episode 33. Oh my goodness. 33. How did I make it this long? I don't know. How did I make it this long without crashing the game? I don't know. Well, I do know. I'm being a lot more cautious than I normally am. All right, so we've been doing the work before, and I'd broken off to try to grow industry a little bit by tying in a couple more lines. And there's some more industries I can start tying in, oil wells to the various refineries and such. And we're going to do that. But first, it's time to straighten out and figure out a different methodology or a different track lining to bring in our friend, the railroad, so that we get a better service here at High Ridge Coaling Station. I did come up with a plan to sort of get a better alignment, and it's going to be a tough alignment. First off, one thing I am not going to take and do is let this power station stay the way it is. We're moving the power around the corner to here. Then we can take out this duplication section of line. There we go. That will let me close down this station. Maybe. We'll see. First things first, let's go ahead and clear out the section of the line that we're not going to be using anymore. Oop. Helps me on the right tool. There we go. Now we're on the right tool. Put a stop over here around the corner. We can take out this stop, move the bus stop over here too. Does cause a bit of a detour for that bus line, but that bus line is going to be going bye-bye shortly. It's not going to be needed, hopefully, with this rail. Now, following the rail line down, he does a bunch of things that are a little over-adventurous. And that's kind of okay. And what's Dave doing here? Well, Dave's trying to see. There is a spot. Okay. We kind of have another option to fix things down here. And if this option works, we're going to see if it will. Oh. Dig. Dig. So we're going to rise up and gather round. Okay, put the tunnel underneath the road there. For the rail out to here, do a simple like that. We're going to have to do a couple of things here. Okay. So we're going to have to dig there and there. And then we're going to extend him out like this to eliminate an extra jog. Taking the inner close line out. Connect him up like that. Get him across. Destroy these three sections of rail. And these two. Now I should be able to clean that rail section out. Slightly better. We still have 2 hard turns and a couple extra jogs, as well as still staying with the double horseshoe. But it's just a single horse. It's a double horseshoe again because of the bend around. There's a horseshoe here and a horseshoe here. It's the more open horseshoe here. Call that the TP bend, and this is horseshoe bend. But it's still going to run quite a bit better. This is causing some jam ups. With 3 trains coming down that line. So I do need to relocate this guy who is trying to take and come up this way, which was his original way, and tell him, you know what, use this route over here. It's less congested. And it'll stop jamming up the others as well. So we're going to go to the planks constant line and do a line fix, which means we've got to do some scheduling work. Coming from Perry's Plank Shop, right there. Well, to begin with, we know that Perry's Planks also supplies planks to the furniture shop. So we need to get to the furniture factory with him and open him up a new setup there. So we're going to expand his operation a small bit. And we're going to see if he's got some new suppliers as well that we need to take and start bringing in. And because I don't like the jam ups right at my spot of starting a line, we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of terraforming here to smooth out a line for a throat siding there. And then a siding here. Because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of traffic starting to go to Perry's. In the near future. Plus, these guys can tie into this to function. All right. It's a bit more double trackage than I'd like. Now, again, I said I did need to do some changes to Perry's. So starting here on Perry's, he's going to come out. He's going to go this way. He's already doing that, but I want him to pull instead of here, which is where he's trying to pull off. I want him to come through here. Now he's going to get up to the right spot. Switch to come back out onto add stop. He's going to use this line again to get out. And I'm going to make the waypoint here this time, then here. And we'll see how this works now. We are starting to get a bit of a jam up over here, which means I do need to consider, again, more signals. And we're going to do a signal set right there. Now, with that fixed on Perry's, that should fix Perry's so that the planker run will go the right way. Let's see if he does this time. If not, he'll do it the next time, and I can live with a couple of jam ups until he gets going. What are you doing? Did you already deliver or something? Are you? You're full up. Why are you going back to instead of over to Polyville? Don't tell me there's a problem. Do not tell me there's some sort of a problem. Check that signal. Nope, that signal should be good. I'm going to put a signal same spot on the other side, going the other way. Hoping to use these signals to relieve some of the pressure that we're seeing. All right, let's see if it is a other kind of issue. Thank you. Close down some windows, clear that out. And we're doing a ride along. Down the road, I'm going to do a ride along. I'll choose probably a passenger train or one of the long hauls. We'll talk about that train along the way, the decisions it's made, the route it's got, and whether waypoints are used and things like that, and see what's going on. I am curious as to why this train made that loop instead of doing what he was supposed to. I think it's because he got out there and realized he had new orders and had to go back and get his new orders over the old. Looking pretty good as we cruise along. Getting to the right spot. Signal up. Is he making the turn? He makes the turn. Looks like we got that guy squared away. All right, now down the road, I can add a few more planker cars to him and upgrade that to something that goes a little bit faster. And maybe get some more money. All right. I'm happy. Not happy that often anymore, but I'm happy with that. Next up, I'm seriously considering doing one more step out and then a jog over here to allow an extension of Baron's Dome, shift this passenger to the outside and the oil terminal to the inside for the platforms so that I can begin getting a different setup there. And then come up and service with the passenger line separated until here, the Baron's Castle. I've also got to start figuring out where this oil is going to. It's going across the rails to Petrochem. Hey, we can do a railroad. We can do a road runner. We can do a road run. Let's take a peek. Get this up. Do that road run right now. Now I am going to take and do a little bit more digs than I normally would. Don't normally like to do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a deeper dig here to take and make up for it and the fact that we've closed this off. Okay, grab the road. I'm going to lay it in the I'm going to down the road. See if I can con the good old folks at there we go. And there we go. We've got our roads laid. See if I did lay this right. Yes, good. So I can technically tap that oil well from there. Go back over here and get us a tanker. Just need one. And this time I think I'm going to do a different style of tanker. I think this time we're going to grab this guy, and I think if I remember right, whoops, if I remember right, nope, can't put the trailer behind him. Well, it was worth a try. But we're going to take and do a run like this. There, 100%. Whoops, keep doing the wrong side. Different games have got controls in different spots. And I'm thinking of another game. Promote that to a line. So we never did name that oil well. So the back road tanker, because he's never going to really hit a main road. And he's going to be sailing down the road. At some point I'm going to have to put a signal here and maybe one here. Got a good run going. I'm not too worried about it. Another option might be something entirely different. And I am considering several other options. Still trying to figure out in my head how I want to fix the Mallowfield knot the rest of the way. Take out those last few loopity loops and extra trackages over here. We've got our setup going. And after a couple of long episodes, I'm going to cut this one short. Thanks for watching. Feel free to give a like, a share, subscribe, leave a comment. I don't care what you do. At some point I will do, like I said, a ride along where we follow along on one of the longer trains, and I'll answer any comments on the series we're in and try to keep track of where we're at and which ones we've answered. Feel free to talk about me. I got thick skin. You can say bad things. Besides, I'm showing you how not to game, remember? I'm honest. I'm Callie Jack. Have a better day than I'm having.